Budget 2023 was recently tabled, and there's a bunch of benefits for those of you who are running a business or even plan to venture into entrepreneurship, from grants to financing facilities. Hopefully, if you know how to use it well, it can help your business to achieve growth in 2023. Okay, we know the parliament is now dissolved to pave way for GE15, and there could be some changes later on as well, but we'll talk more about that at the end of this video, so make sure you stay till the end. Nonetheless, let's not waste time, and these are the 15 things you need to know about the Budget 2023 in 8 minutes. Let's start with the gig workers. Number 1, gig workers will contribute to SOCSO. Government will provide you with a subsidy of 80% for your SOCSO contribution, so you only need to pay 20%. Number 2, youths interested in providing delivery service using motorcycles. You can benefit from the Tekun Mobilpreneur Financing Scheme. There's 10 million ringgit allocated under this scheme to provide you with the financing to buy a bike, maintain your bike, and even for cash flow purposes. Talking about cash flow and money, right? It's going to be the year 2023 very soon. I know many of you will be thinking about New Year's resolutions, setting new financial goals and stuff like that. But we all know it's not easy to plan or achieve those things. So from November to December, we'll be organizing a financial literacy month. There will be free weekly workshops and activities to help you figure out your financial goals, plans, and turn it into action for 2023. On top of that, when you attend our workshops, you will stand a chance to win some awesome Apple products as well. So sign up and reserve a spot for yourself via the link below. Now, back to our topic. For business owners in the micro, small, and medium enterprises, good news, there's a lower tax rate for you. Tax rate on chargeable income for the first 100,000 will be reduced from 17% to 15%. This means you will have a saving of 2,000 ringgit for the year 2023. Then, there's also a one-off grant of 1,000 ringgit to all registered MSMEs and registered taxi drivers. Number 4, incentive for hiring. For employers who are hiring OKU, Orang Asli, former prisoners, or women returning to work, you are entitled to get 600 to 750 ringgit incentive per month for 3 months. Number 5, for businesses who are looking to provide training for your workforce, a 750 million fund is prepared via Human Resource Development Corp with the objective to encourage employers to retrain and upgrade their employee skills in line with their operational and business requirements. Well, you can learn more about the details via the HRD Corp website later when it's ready. Number 6, for small farmers. First, paddy farmers will be given cash aid of 200 ringgit for 3 months. Rubber smallholder will receive 200 per month for 4 months under the Bantuan Musim Tengkujuh. Lastly, 800 acres of unused land owned by Felda, Felcra and Rizda and agencies under Mafi will be utilized for food crops. So it means more area for you to plant things soon. Number 7, for entrepreneurs in the agri-business. There are multiple initiatives and schemes, but as usual, I'll just name a few here. First, agri-food entrepreneur who wants to increase production productivity can apply for scheme Agro-Food BNM at a rate of 3.75%. There's a fund of 1 billion ringgit allocated for this, and it's a pretty good rate. Second, AgroVest investment program by AgroBank to provide seed funding to agricultural startup companies and to establish an e-commerce platform with a fund of 250 million ringgit. In addition, the tax incentive period for food production projects will be extended to the end of 2025. This time with the scope of the incentive expanded to include modern agricultural projects based on controlled environment agriculture. Fourth, program Pembangunan Semula Hasil Baharu will also be implemented to encourage smallholders to provide supplementary sources of income aside from rubber, such as short-term food crop with an allocation of 40 million ringgit. Number 8, for youths who are passionate about food. Now, maybe you want to start a food business. Here's your chance. There's this Penjajah Muda Keluarga Malaysia scheme by BSN with a fund of 50 million ringgit and will offer you loan up to 50,000 to operate a food truck business. Number 9, for graduates who want to venture into business, a 20 million ringgit will be provided for program Usahawan Siswa Push to enable 1,000 graduates to venture into entrepreneurship. So if you're a fresh grad with some great business idea in mind, but you may not have the capital, this is the time that you can get some help for your startup capital. For more information, you can learn more via the Tekun website later on. Number 10, again for the youths who want to venture into business, there will be a 305 million financing facility reserved for you, and it will be provided by SME Bank, Tekun, Mara, BSN and AgroBank. Number 11, the SEMARAK NIAGA initiative will continue for the year of 2023 with a total allocation of 45 billion ringgit. Under this initiative, there will be various financing financing schemes available. But to name a few, a 300 million is allocated under Tekun for Bumiputra, women, youth and informal sectors. Financing facilities specifically for the Chinese community with an allocation of 200 million with an interest rate as low as 4%. Then microfunding scheme under the Indian Community Entrepreneur Development Scheme with a fund of 25 million, and also 100 million will be provided under Mitra, among others for the development of entrepreneur, and also to encourage women entrepreneurs to grow their business and enhance their marketing strategy. A total of 235 million of financing will be provided specifically for women under BSN SEMARAK NIAGA, Tekun Nita, Tekun Dana Nita, Mara and This Lady Bank Rakyat scheme. Like I mentioned before, there are many more schemes under this SEMARAK NIAGA initiative to provide financing facilities to entrepreneurs. So if you want to learn more about it, do check out their website later on. Number 12, for entrepreneurs in the science and technology sector, there is a 1.35 billion allocated to invest in food security projects. So if you have some great food security project idea, well, maybe you can get some investment from the government this time round. Government is also implementing green procurement up to 330 million, as well as for provision of EV infrastructure. So for those of you who are in this industry, well, you may have an opportunity to land yourself some contracts there. And for those of you running a biotechnology business, do check if you qualify for the BioNexus status as well. If you do, you'll get 100% tax exemption until 2024. Lastly, 20 million ringgit will be provided as a matching grant to support product development and nurture local talents for the medical device industry. 13, for startup, there is an allocation of 30 million under MySIF, Malaysian Co-Investment Fund, to provide matching grants for startup. Then for Cradle, the coordinating agency for startup ecosystem in Malaysia, they will be provided with an allocation of 50 million ringgit. So if you have a great startup idea, you know where to go. And on top of all this, there's also 1.3 billion ringgit that will be invested into venture capital to support startup companies and entrepreneurs. 14, for those in the tourism industry, it's going to be a year where government provides you with the benefit to help you recover. A total of 90 million ringgit is allocated as matching grant for initiatives such as Geran Padanan Galakan Melancong Gamelan program, which involve promotion and marketing campaign with the industry. Matching grants are also provided for organizing tourism program, including international sporting events. For tour operators, if you guide 200 foreign tourists a year or at least 400 local tourists, you will get 100% tax exemption. In addition to that, tour operators who purchase a new CKD tourism vehicle such as hire and drive cars and excursion buses will receive an excise duty exemption of 50%. Lastly, if you are a hotel owner, there is a special tax deduction for hotels that buy local handicraft product, limited to 500,000 ringgit. Number 15, for entrepreneurs in the film industry, to support industry players creating high quality creative content, contribution to Tabung Community Film and Pembangunan Film Kenegaraan under FINAS, they will be given a tax deduction of up to 10% from the aggregate income. We are not really considered film here. If not, we could be entitled for that. And finally, for film entrepreneurs, import duty and sales tax exemption on studio and filming production equipment will be given to providers of equipment and production services. So it's gonna be cheaper for you to buy a camera next year. Certainly, there are way more than what we have mentioned here. We just simply pick out those that we think is most relevant to our audience. Now, if you want to know more about other initiatives under Budget 2023 that's not mentioned here, you can check out on the Budget 2023 website to find out more information. Anyway, as we have mentioned earlier, the Parliament was dissolved just a few days after the budget was tabled. Many people are wondering, what happens to this Budget 2023 then, since the general election is coming? Well, what happened is we'll need to wait for the new government to be elected. The new government will then table the Budget 2023 in Dewan Rakyat again, then be debated and approved. So, if the previous ruling government is voted back into power, then this Budget 2023 will likely continue. However, if a whole new government such as Pakatan is voted in, a whole new budget could be tabled, and this Budget 2023 that was recently tabled may not be so relevant anymore. So, if you want to know what happens if another party or the opposition wins, what could be the changes? Do let us know in the comments. Nonetheless, do tell us what do you think about this budget, or which is your favorite item on the list.